What's up, guys? It's the Bald Eagle here, bringing you another video. And today's topic is called COVID-19 Made Americans into Super Savers by Julia Carpenter. I saw this on the Wall Street Journal, thought it was really interesting, and thought, hey, let's talk about it. As you know, in 2019, when the beard bug started, people were saving at an all-time high because they wasn't confident in the economy. Jobs had shut down, businesses had shut down, people didn't have any money to spend. Everyone was at home, so they couldn't even spend any money even if they wanted to. And while I was reading the article, during the pandemic in 2019, the savings rate was at almost 35%, which is absolutely crazy because, as Americans, we love to spend money. Even myself, it's like spend, spend, spend. But now I'm going across a more conservative approach. I'm trying not to spend as much money as I used to. Saving, saving, saving. Every penny counts, especially when you never know when the government can lock down and shut you out of your job and your way of living at any moment. And I think a lot of Americans have realized that. And now that we have this new variant going on, that savings rate is starting to go up again. People are noticing, hey, God knows whatever variant they're gonna come out with now, Omicron, Omegacron, Hypnocron, or whatever else. But yeah, let's get into the article. So here it says 1.6 trillion in excessive savings over the past 2 years. That's a lot of money. You also have to realize a lot of Americans are in a lot of credit card debt. And credit card debt is what really keeps a lot of Americans next to student loans from saving a lot of money. I have a lot of my friends, a lot of my peers, coworkers, they're telling me about how they have like 10, 20, 30, 40, sometimes even 50 grand or more in student debt. And that's really keeping Americans from saving all that money. But one of the things I noticed in the article is that while the savings rate has dropped back to the 2019 levels, after four consecutive quarters of excessive saving, they're starting to realize that people don't really shop as much as they used to. I know we just came across Black Friday, and depending on whose records that you see, Visa has said that the amount of spending this year just wasn't as much as it was pre-2019, and that's understandable. People don't have as much discretionary income to just be swiping away on Amazon or going into long lines waiting to get the newest iPhone or the newest TV or whatever. Plus, people don't want to be lined up by other people during a global pandemic. So it just makes more sense to save than it ever has before. In my personal opinion, I would tell Americans, save. You should be always saving 15 to 25% of your income if you can anyway, even if there isn't an upcoming emergency, just because, number one, that keeps you flush with cash. So if we have another market crash, you're available, you have the cash reserves ready to go to put it into a market, put it all in there, and then get yourself a nice return once the market bounces back. You have to realize the government is always pumping the market. How do you think they get capital gains taxes? Capital gains taxes when you make money in the market and the government comes, hey, time to get a portion of that, 35, 40%, depending if you have long-term capital gains taxes or short-term capital gains taxes. If people aren't making money in the market, guess what the government isn't getting? Those capital gains taxes. So that's why you always see that the Fed is pumping money into the market time and time again, billions and billions, sometimes even trillions of dollars to keep that market propped up because they want you to make a profit in the market. That's why it's so important to keep a small portion of your money still save. But if you can put 10% of that into the market, you should. Because with this global inflation, we're seeing things double up in price, 10, 15, 20% up. And so you should be keeping some of that money in the market just to keep up with inflation. But still, if you can't put money in the market, that's totally fine. What I would say is pay down credit card debt. Interest rates on those credit cards are 17, 20, 25, sometimes up to 30%, depending on your credit score. Paying down debt is like getting that 15, 20, 30% back right in your pocket. So if you can clear out credit card debt, margin debt, do that, especially as we come across with this Omicron variant. The last thing you want to happen is where you have high credit card debt, no savings, and then no income coming in. Believe it or not, that's the typical American. 10 to $20,000 in credit card debt, 20 to $30,000 in student loan debt, and then if we go into another lockdown, there goes all your discretionary income. You have no income coming in. You have high debt, high margin, high student loans, and that kind of leaves you in a bad situation. So as I was reading this article where it was saying that savings are starting to go back to pre-2019 levels, I would say, hey, still save, but most importantly, put that money into whether paying down student loan debt, credit card debt, or just starting to save and build up a cushion. Because even if inflation is going on, and yes, it is true that long-term savers lose when inflation goes up, but I'd rather you lose 1 to 5% of your money in inflation, but have those cash reserves ready, than you have no cash reserves. You spending it on Starbucks and Louis Vuitton and whatever else. Car payments. Car payments are ridiculous. I think the price of used cars have went up by 10-15% during this jump just because we can't source out those parts. So when I was reading this Wall Street Journal, I found out that it's very important to save. Don't let the government trick you by saying, hey guys, spend your money, don't save. Inflation is going up. You're better off spending it off, going wherever, trips. The government wants you to spend your money. Save it or pay down debt. And if you have the extra income, put it in the market, especially on these really red days when this new variant is coming out. If you can put even 15% of your savings in the market while it's still down, it's going to pay off in the future where you're seeing 10, 20, 30% gains a year, 2 years, 3 years from now as we get the supply chain done, as we get things back going to normal. And you never know when we're going to have another lockdown. It wouldn't surprise me if we go have a 2-week stop the spread campaign again. Just don't fall for the tricks that the government is trying to give you to spend that money, pay down credit card debt, start a savings account, save as much as you possibly can. Don't worry about the inflation, because it's better to have cash ready to go even with inflation than to have no cash and high inflation. So yeah, guys, hopefully you like this new backdrop. Trying to improve every video that I can. Give me some feedback in the comments. What are some topics you want me to talk about? If you like this video, let me know. And yeah, it's been the Bald Eagle. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. And I'm out of here.